Hey, this your boy, E. Hood. I'm back with part 4 of the Willie Lynch letter. And I'm going to begin, and I'm going to continue in this here page. This is a letter that he wrote called The Process of the African Woman. And I'll say some powerful things in here. And I'm going to continue now. And this is the part where I continue on to where he's actually breaking the black woman in order for her to continue this system with her seed. Understanding is the best thing. Therefore, we shall go deeper into this area of the subject matter concerning what we have produced here in this breaking process of the female nigger. We have reversed the relationship. In her natural, uncivilized state, she would have a strong dependency. Listen to this here now. She would have a strong dependency on the uncivilized nigger male. And she would have a limited protective tendency toward her independent male offspring and would raise male offspring to be dependent like her. See, this is what I was saying all the time. He is saying that in order to for his system to work, he has to keep the black woman away from the black male. Because if he don't, he knows that the order is for the male to be the protector and the provider and the one who does the leading. And he knows that if he can keep the black male from the black woman and the black child, then his system will continue to function as it is now. This is why we have so many single parent homes, because of this system. And we think it's just because men are no good, they're deadbeats, they're lazy and all this here. But see, this system has set it up to where the mothers are raising the children by themselves, and the children grow up to be deadbeats. Jesus. Because of the system that's being taught. In her natural state. Okay, and it says, we reverse nature by burning and pulling a civilized nigger apart and bullwhipping the other to the point of death, all in her presence, by her being left alone, unprotected. Jesus. Lord have mercy. With the male image destroyed. I'm telling you, this thing is set up. This thing is set up to destroy us. This is a masterful system this man set up. And it's working. But we have to come up under this hill. We have to destroy this system. The ordeal caused her to move from her psychologically dependent state to be a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reverse roles. Jesus. Lord have mercy. So he's saying that the woman is going to become the head. She's going to be dictating the pace. And this is the system they set up. I'm telling you, without the black male knowing his role, knowing his slot in the black community, the black culture will continue to struggle. For fear, by her being left alone, unprotected with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from her psychologically dependent state to a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reverse roles. For fear of the young male's life, She will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent. This is what I just said. This is what I just said. The system has set it up to where the women raise up deadbeats. This is why we have a bunch of deadbeat men. This is why we have a bunch of deadbeat young men. And they grow up to be deadbeat older men. Because the system has set it up like that. This system, this Willie Lynch system that we are under today. But young man's life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent, but physically strong. Because she has become psychologically independent, she will train her female offsprings to be psychologically independent. This is why you have a woman thinking that they can do things on their own and all this here, because they've been doing it on their own because the man has been set aside, kicked out. What have you got? You've got the nigger woman out front and the nigger man behind and scared. We are living this today. I'm telling you, this man got a masterful system. We got to come from up under it. This is a perfect situation of sound sleep and economics. Before the breaking process, we had to be alertly on guard at all times. Now we can sleep soundly, for out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us. Now the woman is protecting the system against the black man. She's coming against the black man for this system, because this system is what's taking care of her. Jesus. Whew. He cannot get past her early slave modeling processes. Now let me go down. Continually through the breaking of uncivilized savage niggers, by throwing the nigger female savage into a frozen psychological state of independence, by killing the protective male image, and by creating a submissive dependent mind of the nigger male slave, we have created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever, unless a phenomenon occurs and reshifts the position of the male and female slaves. We gonna bring that phenomenon and we gonna reshift this thing here. The devil is a lie. And I'm telling you, he's saying that all they have to do is set it in motion and it'll continue flow on its own, because that's what it's doing now. It'll continue on its own. I'm going to go to the last one, the last letter that is called the Negro marriage. This is powerful. Listen to this here. We breed 2 nigger males with 2 nigger females. Then we take the nigger male away from them and keep them moving and working. Jesus. This is why it's so hard for a man to get a job. See, the system would give a black woman a job before they give the black male a job, because they know that the male was created to provide and to protect. And once that is snatched away from the man feel like that he's not the head. Say one nigger female bears a nigger female and the other bears a nigger male, both nigger females being without influence of the nigger male image. He's saying nigga like it's easy for him to say. I mean, I done said that about 2,000 times up in this here thing. Image, frozen with a independent psychology, will raise their offspring into reverse positions. And this is why you have generations coming up where the young girl grow up talking crazy to young men and so on and so forth. They keep the babies away from the men and all this here stuff here. The baby mama drama, all this here crazy mess. The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself. This is why the young girls grow up just like their mama, talking crazy out the mouth, doing all kind of stuff, raising deadbeats and all this stuff here. Independent and negotiable, we negotiate with her. Through her, by her, negotiates her at will. The one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen subconscious fear for his life. This is why she protects the boy, because she fears that something will happen to him in the system, so she feel like she had to do everything for him, take care of him, because the man is gone. So she feel like that she had to do everything for him, and as a result, he grows up lazy, rebellious, don't want to do anything, and always looking for a woman to take care of, man. And this is why the young men grow up to find girlfriends that do just like their mother treat them. In other words, body over mind. Now, in a few years, when these two offsprings become fertile for early reproduction, he's talking about the younger generation, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycles. He's saying that this thing here, if you go by my system, and he's telling a white slave owner, if you go by my system, this thing here will continue. This thing will be perpetual. Long time, long time. You don't have to worry about trying to train the niggers, as you say. You don't have to worry about it because they're already trained. You do it for 1 good year solidly, and the axles will turn on their own, and it'll be like seed reproducing after its own kind. You won't have to do any more work. All you have to do is sit back and rest in your labor and just reap the fruits of your labor. The man used a system, a principle, and the principle and the system that he used as far as reproduction is a powerful system. And it's really biblical, but he just used it for evil. And he's saying that all you have to do, slave masters, is work this system, what I'm telling you, and the seed will reproduce after itself, after its own kind. But you have to produce this seed. You have to produce this seed in them of them being codependent on us, on them trusting and loving us, on them being in competition with each other. The old black male against the young black male. The light-skinned blacks against the dark-skinned blacks. And he used the dark-skinned young blacks to go and have sex with all the black women to reproduce babies. This is why we have so many men now who just think it's cool to lay up with all kind of women and go pop these babies off and not take care of them, because the system has already implanted them that all he got to do is go and hide a baby and the system will take care of them. Jesus. We've been set up, but it's time to come from up under that. God loves us, and he wants us to grow in knowledge so we can understand how to come from up under this. I am not bringing this series for a racist motive. No, I am not. This series has came because we as a black culture need to grow in knowing who we are. And in order to know who we are, we have to know how did we get where we at now. And once we know how we got to where we at now we are able to uproot that thing, Jesus, and get it out of us so we can be cultivated in the way that God designed us to be. So that we can be a black people of prosperity. So that we can be a black people of integrity. So that we can be a black people of unity. So that we can be a black people that has power, respect, and honor. That other cultures will see us and say, those people there have gotten their things together. You no longer can persuade them to go against each other no more. They have found the key. The key is unity. People, we got to love one another. And I'm talking about the black race. We got to love one another. We got to stop hating each other. We got to come from under this Willie Lynch syndrome and get right. We had to come from up under this Willie Lynch syndrome so that we can be a people of power, of integrity, of prosperity, of wholeness. This your boy, E. Hood, the Willie Lynch letter. Time to destroy it. And I'm out. Peace.